At nakatatak ang kauna-unahang himpilan sa paghahatid ng serbisyo publiko at balita. Ito ang Radio Mindanao Networks. Higit-6 na dekada sa paglilingkod sa masang Pilipino. Sa Metro Manila, ito ang Dzxl 558 Radyo Trabaho, ang inyong gabay sa hanap buhay. Dzxl
Pulso ng Metro!
9 minutos makalipas po ang alas 12. Diretso po tayo sa Palasyo ng Malacanang at nandiyan nakantabay si Dzxl Radyoman 4 Angel Ronquillo para sa virtual press conference ni Secretary Harry Roque. Jel?
Yes, Radyo Manrod, kanina nga kinumpirma nitong si Presidential Spokesperson, Secretary Harry Roque, na itinalaga ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte itong si dating Manila 3rd District Councilor at Court of Appeals Associate Justice Joseph Lopez bilang bagong Supreme Court Associate Justice. Itong ang appointment paper nitong si SC Associate Justice Lopez ay pinirmahan kahapon ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Umaasa nga ang Pangulo na maitataguyod nitong si Justice Lopez ang judicial independence at rule of law ng kataas-taasang hukuman. Siya ay graduate ng UP College of Law at pinilitan itong si Associate Justice Lopez si SC Associate Justice Priscilla Baltasar Padilla na nag-avail ng kanyang disability retirement. At kasama ni Spokes ngayon sa nagpapatuloy na virtual press conference itong si PhilHealth President at CEO Attorney Dante Hiran upang sumagot nga hinggil sa mga katiwalian at sa ginagawa ng investigasyon at reforma dyan sa PhilHealth. Mga kasama, pakinggan natin ang nagpapatuloy na press conference.
That is the case also with the contact tracers. Pero ma-renew din naman po yan at ma-receive din nila yung mga sweldo nila. But I'm telling you, in my office, it's around 60% of the people na wala pa pong sahod din dahil nag-expire yung kanilang appointments as of December.
Mm-hmm. So kumbaga sir, hindi naman po maaapektuhan yung contact tracing. Kumbaga, i-boost pa ba po natin? Do we see the need to boost contact tracing efforts at this time?
Kung ang karanasan po nila ay karanasan ng aking opisina, may utang lang po ang gobyerno sa kanila, yung kanilang sweldo ng A15. Pero I think it is forthcoming, yung renewal ng mga kontrata.
Thank you, Secretary. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Trish. Yusek Rocky, please. Yusek Rocky?
Yes, Secretary. Question from Alan Nawal of PNA para po kay Attorney Giran. There are those who have paid daw po their premiums under the new table. Will the excess amount be prorated to their next contribution if the new contribution schedule is suspended?
Attorney Giran?
Ano na lang yan, ma'am? Sa nagtanong, yung sobra po sa bayan na dahil dinifer nga natin yung pag-collect ng 3.5% this year 2021. It will be treated as advance payment na lang.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Secretary Roque.
Thank you. Joseph Morong of GMA, please.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, yun lang pong kahapon sa decision ni Presidente. No? Can you tell us the kind of discussions that you had and with the President as far as revoking the relaxation of the age restrictions? Were there sentiments na baka the government is worried na if we allow the 10 to 14 to go out, baka masisi pag dumami yung cases because of the new variant? Can you just give us the rationale why the President revoked the ITF and then address lang sir the sentiment na bakit parang urong-sulong tayo at pabago-bago yung mga decision ng gobyerno?
Wala pong discussion. What you saw and heard is what the President said. Ang sabi po niya, stay home muna ang mga 10 to 14 kasi nga may bagong variant at dun sa karanasan ng buntok, pati bata nahahawa. Samantalang dati, yung normal variant, parang kakaunti yung mga batang nahahawa. So habang wala pa tayo masyadong alam tungkol sa new variant, stay home na muna. Bagamat sinabi nga ni Presidente, naintindihan ko naman na kung bakit kinakailangan ganyang magdesisyon. Kaya lang, syempre, no, tatay at lolo po ang ating Presidente, no, ang kanyang pangunahing concern ay pangalagaan ang kalusugan ng ating mga kabataan. So yun lang po yun, habang hindi pa tayo masyadong maraming alam sa bagong variant, stay home muna po ang mga bata. And your second question is...
Ba't parang urong-sulong tayo sa
hindi
the
po.
policies that we're
Hindi naman po.
implementing?
I don't think so, no? Kasi IATF was created by the President to assist him as a recommendatory body. In fact, the IATF has no legislative foundation other than exercise of executive power, no? So, hindi naman po tayo nag-uurong-sulong. As far as I know, this is the first time na and then second time, no? Second time na revoke ni Presidente ang isang rekomendasyon, no? Yung una po yung pilot face-to-face sa mga eskwelahan, pero inexplain din po niya, no, na habang dahil nga sa new variant yan, no? Kung walang new variant, sana natuloy yung ating pilot ng face-to-face school experience, no? Ngayon po, ito na namang 10 to 14 dahil din nga po sa new variant. So, sa tingin ko naman po, maintindihan ng taong bayan kung bakit ganito ang desisyon ng Presidente because we don't know enough about this new variant.
Sir, I'd like to go to, by Friday ba, sir, are we expecting any announcement from the government as far as the new community quarantines for February are concerned?
We're meeting in the IATF at 2 p.m. And we'll be submitting a recommendation to the President. Like last time, the President announced it or authorized its announcement even prior to the filing of appeals, no? So, pero I think from the report of Secretary Duque, makikita niyo yung areas kung saan talagang tumaas yung 2-week attack rate at kung saan nasa critical na yung ating healthcare capacity.
Okay, before I go there, so when are you going to announce the new quarantines?
Ay, hindi ko pa po alam when it's actually decided, no? When it has been recommended by the IATF and when the President authorizes its announcement.
Yeah, the areas that Secretary Duque mentioned last night was going to happen to those, and then yung mga binigyan nyo ng data na 2-week growth rate na mataas and average daily attack rate and also health system. Can we expect a tightening of community quarantines for these areas, the ones that you mentioned and Secretary Duque mentioned last night?
Ilang minuto na lang naman po, no, magmi-meeting na ang IATF. So, wag na po natin silang pangunahan. Pero established naman po ang criteria natin, yung attack rate at saka yung healthcare utilization, no? So, I guess you can say na yung mga nasa critical care, yan po isang ground for escalation, pero babalansehin naman po natin. Dahil may iba pa tayong mga factors na tinitignan, gaya ng social factor at saka economic factor.
Okay. So just one last question. Can we say now na yun pong bagong COVID variant has contributed to the increase of cases in the Philippines or in specific areas? And given that, sir, di ba meron kayong proposal before na you're looking at declaring some areas under the new normal? Now, because of the new variant, are we parang hindi muna tayo magde-declare ng mga area under new normal because of the threat of the faster spread of the new variants?
Again, this is a collegial decision. In principle, IATF agreed na talagang wala ng community transmission, bakit hindi? But we still have to see kung meron pang areas ngayon with the new variant na walang community transmission. Let's wait and see.
And sir, yung pong increase in the number of cases, we cannot attribute that whether it's coming from the new COVID?
Limited pa lang po yung rinireport ng ating DOH na mga kaso na new variants, no? So I leave it at that. Maliit pa po yung mga numbers na i-report ng DOH, but given yung increased infectiousness, no, syempre po, no, inaasahan natin yung pagtaas din.
Thank you for your time, Secretary, and regards, Attorney Garan.
Bagamat paulit-ulit po natin sinasabi, bagamat new variant po siya, pareho pa rin ang ating panlaban, no? Yung mask, hugas at iwas. Back to you, Sec. Rocky, please.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Secretary Roque. From Kit Kalayag ng Manila Times, The President daw po promised to give the free vaccines to soldiers and their families. Ipag-uutos din po kaya ng Presidente na bigyan din ng libreng bakuna ang pamilya ng medical frontliners as they are also putting their own lives on the line now that the country is facing COVID pandemic.
I do not know po. I cannot add, I cannot subtract to what the President said. Sinabi po niya, isasama niya yung pamilya ng men in uniform.
Question from Virgil Lopez. The Commission on Higher Education has approved the return to limited face-to-face classes for students of medicine and allied health sciences. Will the President also reconsider Ached's approval given his concern about the UK variant of the coronavirus?
Well, sa tingin ko po, number one, you cannot second guess the President. Pero number two, obvious po ang dahilan kung bakit kinakailangan magpatuloy ang training ng mga doktors dahil pag hindi natin pinagpatuloy yan, may darating pong panahon, wala tayong magiging graduates. And at the time of pandemic, we need all the doctors we can have.
Opo. Question for PhilHealth Chief Attorney Giran from Virgil Lopez po. The Philippine Red Cross daw po said PhilHealth has yet to formulate a package for the coverage of saliva tests for COVID-19. Will PhilHealth include saliva tests in the benefit package for COVID-19 testing?
Meron ng estudyong ginawa ng ating mga kasama dito sa PhilHealth, and it's welcome for us itong saliva testing because it's less intrusive, and all our studies, all our recommendation, even pricing will be what we call this, will be tossed to the meeting we will be having tomorrow with the board of directors. Bukas po.
Okay, thank you po. From Sam Medinilla, for Secretary Roque, may desisyon na po kaya si President Duterte sa proposal daw po ng Department of Agriculture to issue a new order to implement price freeze para po sa pork products?
Antayin na lang po natin ang desisyon, pero it was a recommendation made by the authorized cabinet secretary, and it's a matter of time po before the President acts on it. Konting antay lang po.
Second question po niya, i-verify lang po namin kung magkakaroon po kaya ng cabinet meeting today to discuss the government's economic recovery plan for COVID-19.
Wala pong cabinet meeting today.
Question from Vance Fernandez, with the passing daw po of the Chinese Coast Guard law allowing the Coast Guard to take more direct action against foreign vessels. What is the official diplomatic response of the Philippines to this development, and what will the AFP and DND do in the situation that this may cause an incident that may potentially escalate tensions?
Sinabi na po ni Secretary Locsin, wala naman po tayong diplomatic moves na gagawin dyan. It's their law.
From Tina Mendez ng Philippine Star, ayon po kay Secretary Roque, ipinag-aaralan mabuti ang pagpapaluwag ng age restriction. Di po ba na-consult ang IATF ang presidente bago niluwagan ng age restriction sa mga edad 10 hanggang 14 years old? Bakit di natimbang ang kaso ng new variants na unang desisyon sa easing if age restriction? Kailangan pang tuloy i-revoke ng Pangulo.
Ang sa akin po, the President ultimately decides on matters under the jurisdiction of IATF dahil extension lang po ng Presidente ang IATF. So wala pong issue doon. Whatever the President has decided prevails.
Opo. Question naman po mula kay Ace Romero. Patanong daw po ito dahil Trade Secretary Lopez says failure to reopen the economy and ease age-based restriction may backfire and may negatively affect the economy, livelihood, and even the health of Filipinos. How is the government bracing for this given that the President halted the relaxed age-based restriction?
Wala pong issue yan dahil unang-una, tinitignan lang naman natin talaga kung ano po epekto ng new variant sa kabataan. Kung maging malinaw po na wala pa rin masyadong epekto yan sa kabataan, bakit hindi naman po? At ito po yung sa mga lugar na MGCQ. So wala pong inconsistency. Antay lang po natin kung ano pang malalaman natin tungkol dito sa new variant because the whole world is actually studying kung ano itong new variant na ito.
Opo. Secretary, last question na po ito mula pa rin kay Ace Romero. What are the possible effects of this prolonged age-based restriction on the economy given that a huge chunk of sales, according to DTI, comes from families?
Well, inaasahan po natin na unang-una, hindi nga po siguro ito permanente, no? At malapit na rin naman po matapos itong ating problema sa COVID. Nandiyan na po ang bakuna, huwag natin kalimutan po yan. No? Bakuna po yung solusyon. At anytime in February, magsisimula na po tayo. Ang plano po natin is within the year, matapos lahat yung bakuna na yan. No? So hindi naman po ito magtatagal na. Meron din pong katapusan itong ating paghihinagpis sa ilalim ng pandemya. Konting antay lang po. Okay.
Secretary Roque.
So kung wala na po tayong mga tanong, I'd like to thank Attorney Giran. Thank you very much, President Giran. As you experience, talagang marami po talagang tanong ang ating mga kasama sa Malacanang Press Corps. And thank you for joining us. I appreciate it very much. Maraming salamat, Yusek Rocky, and maraming salamat po sa ating mga kasama sa Malacanang Press Corps. Alam ko po marami talagang naiinip na. Pero ito na po yung sinasabi ni Presidente, hindi na kinakailangang mag-antay pa ng matagal. Pebrero, magsisimula na po tayo ng ating pagbabakuna at huwag din kayo maniwala sa kritiko ng gobyerno na nakukungilala tayo dahil ang katotohanan po, sabay-sabay lang po tayo ng karamihan ng ating mga karatig bansa sa ASEAN na magpabakuna. Dalawa pong ating karatig bansa ay nagbakuna na pero kakaunti lang po yan. Ang lahat po ay magiging kasabayan lang natin. Pilipinas, gaya ng sinasabi ng ating Pangulo, we will all heal as one. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Bayanihan laban sa COVID-19. Dzxl 558 Radyo Trabaho. Special coverage.